This demonstration we're going to look at configuring VPN. So we already have our server set up as a direct access server. Next thing we're going to do here is also use it as a VPN server. So I've come in my remote access management console, come in the wizard. What I'm going to do under tasks here, I'm going to select enable VPN. It's telling us here that VPN settings will be configured on this server. Click OK to continue. As you can see now, it's now applying the changes. So we've got a tick, so tick means everything has been applied successfully, so select close. And we now also have a VPN server as well as a direct access server. Now what we'll do is we'll just launch up our routing and remote access. So all I'm going to do here is just go into Server Manager, go to Tools, and what we're going to do here is just go for routing and remote access. Now what we'll do is we'll just do a little bit of configuration. So I'm just going to come down to ports here. I'm just going to right click on port and I'm just going to go to properties. And what we've got here is, as we can see, for our various different types of technology for connection here, so for example layer 2 tunneling protocol, point-to-point tunneling protocol, what we have here, number of ports available to this VPN server is 128. So let's just modify SSTP and we'll just click configure, and what we'll do here for the maximum number of ports is we'll just drop that down to 5 and we'll select OK. It's telling us here we're attempting to reduce the number of ports. This may cause us a problem if we have more people connected than 5. It may disconnect some active sessions. I know I don't have any active sessions, so we'll just select yes. And then all we'll do is we'll do exactly the same thing for our point-to-point tunneling protocol, our layer 2 tunneling protocol, and our EIC version 2. So that's now done. Everything's down to 5, so we'll just select OK. Next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to right click on our server, have a look at the properties. And then on the properties, all we're going to do is on the general page here, we're just going to verify that we do have IP version 4 remote access server selected, which it is. We'll select our security tab. And on our security tab, we'll just verify that the certificate down at the bottom here is set to 131.107.0.10, which it is for our SSL certificate binding. We'll go for authentication methods as well. And under authentication methods, what we're looking for here is verifying that extensible authentication protocol is selected, which it is, and we also have our Microsoft Encrypted Authentication MSCHAP version 2, which is also selected as well. So that's fine, so we'll cancel that out. We'll go to our IP version 4 tab, and we'll just verify that the VPN server is configured for enabling IP version 4 forwarding, which it is, and we also have enable broadcast name resolution selected as well. So that's all good, so we can just click cancel at this point here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to verify the certificate requirements for EIC version 2 and SSTP. So on our server at this point here, all we're going to do is we're just going to have a look at our certificates. So what we'll do here is we'll just launch up the certificate snap-in. So here we are in our certificate snap-in. We'll just expand up our certificates. We'll just pull this across a little bit here. And what we're looking for here is we're just looking for personal. So we'll select personal up at the top. And then on personal, we'll select certificates. What we should notice here is we should have the certificate 131.107.0.10, which matches up to the earlier configuration that we had a look at. So this point here, we're happy that we do have the certificates in place. Next thing we're going to do here is just configure the remote access server itself. So all we'll do is we'll just get rid of this certificate snap-in. We don't need that anymore. And all we'll do is we'll just come to our network policy server tool. So all we're going to do here is just come into Server Manager, just click on Tools, and we're just going to go for our network policy server. And what we want to do here is we just want to actually create a network policy for our VPN users. So what we're going to do is just within here, we're just going to go to policies and expand policies. Then within policies, next thing we're looking for here is network policies. And what we're going to do with the network policies here is we're just going to disable these 2 default policies. We don't need them. We're going to create a new one for our VPN users. So we'll just disable these 2. Now that we've done that, next thing to do here is actually create a new network policy. So we'll right click, select new, and what we'll do here is we're going to call this one VPN policy. Next thing to do here is just specify our type of network access server, and the type of network access server here is going to be a remote access server VPN dial-up. We'll select our next button. We want to add some conditions for this policy, so we'll just select add, and in the condition here we're looking for Windows groups, so we'll select Windows groups, we'll select add. And what we want to add here is we want to add the IT group. So we'll select add groups, go for the IT group, and select OK. And we'll select OK. And then we'll select our next button. And what we'll do here is we'll allow access to anybody in the IT group, and select our next button. On the configure the authentication methods, all we're going to do here is we're just going to actually clear MS-CHAP. We're not going to use that. We're also going to add some extensible authentication protocol types, so we'll select add. We're going to add our Microsoft Secured Password EAP MS-CHAP version 2, so select OK there. And we'll select add as well. And also what we're going to allow here as well is let's allow the smart card authentication as well. So now we've done that, anybody in the IT group can gain access to the VPN on this server as long as they're using one of these extensible authentication types or Microsoft Encrypted Authentication MS-CHAP version 2. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll select next. We're not going to bother putting in any constraints at all at this point here, so constraints are just additional parameters. At this point here we're fairly happy with everything we've configured. We're not going to configure anything additional under configure settings, so we'll select next. And now what we'll do is we'll select finish. So what we've done in this demonstration, we've configured the routing and remote access server to be a VPN server. The VPN server will allow access to anybody that's a member of the IT group as long as they're using Extensible Authentication Protocol or MS-CHAP version 2. And that's the end of this demonstration. Thanks very much.